You look like you need a drink, man, but I hate to tell you this, man. We're about to close.
So you need to tell me all these people out here, they got drinks and they got shots, but I can't get nothing. The bar closed that soon?
Okay, man, I don't know what else to say. I got this shorty half my age at the crib, and I'm trying to get to it. But last call was 10 minutes ago.
You know what? It's all right. Don't even worry about it.
All right. Tell you what, I'm gonna get you one drink. Does it look like you need
one drink? I can do one drink. I can do one drink because I really yeah.
Hey man, anything man. Look like you got a lot on your mind and you need a friend right now. Pour it on me. Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.
Welcome to Bar Talk with Jay.
Welcome.
One of my sponsors is the person sitting right next to me. What do he has? He has Minecraft.
Yes.
Now, why am I saying he is a sponsor? Because he's been doing great things with me, and the show is dedicated behind us getting healed. I can't even always do that. I bring a lot of conversation, but I don't bring the healing fashion. And that's what my partner does. Tell us about Minecraft, right?
Man, there's a lot to tell you about Minecraft, but let me just give you a vision of what I am attempting to achieve, right?
All right.
As you go through life, you're going to face many hurdles and many struggles,
right?
And challenges and setbacks and problems and issues and concerns, etc. And sometimes the weight of those things can take you from a life of 10 to a life of 7.
Okay.
Your effectiveness in life, maybe your happiness in life, maybe your pain in life. It'll take you down in your overall spirit.
I get that.
The question I ask is, how do you get yourself strong again? How do you get yourself mentally strong again? How do you get yourself emotionally strong again? When you go through a divorce, it takes a lot out of you. Right? How do you build yourself back up? How do you move in a fashion that grows you and strengthens you and betters you so that you can get your feet back on the ground and fight the good fight of life?
Oh, yeah.
There seems to be no particular way to get yourself back up.
Got you.
To say a good man falls 7 times. When he falls and gets back up, is he still a 10 or is he now a 7 or a 6?
I mean, a lot of stuff fell out with me, so never.
Right. The point is how do we rebuild ourselves?
Right.
How to renew ourselves? How to renew our minds? That's what Minecraft represents, and it is my passion to help people elevate their thinking, elevate their mindset. And so we've now, after all of these years we're now creating my first book, and it's called Activate Your Mind. Activate your mind, activate your mindset. We're expecting it to hit the shelves definitely in the April timeframe. But it's a book, a reference tool that you can begin to develop yourself, sitting in your own living room. So we went from what is the problem to what is the solution. And now we have this solution that you can sit and work on yourself. If I were to tell you, Jay, I want you to spend the next hour working on yourself, right? Improving yourself. What would you do? Now, there's 1,000 things you could do,
right?
But the most important thing is to renew your mind, strengthen your belief, strengthen your attitude, put more positive energy in yourself, have a vision for achieving success and great things in life, finding a way to let go of the past and be whole and complete right now, even though those were painful things. But you got to find a way to heal and overcome and let go of those bags. And if you don't, now you're carrying the weight of yesterday on today, and that is not going to work. Right. That is not going to get you where you're trying to be. So, I'm just so excited because we've just never had a self-development tool that we can really lean on. Right. And I engineered this product myself.
Listen to this.
Hands-on, 25 plus years of experience in the subject. I took everything I knew and I boiled it down to a few equations that the average person can just pick up and start developing themselves.
Okay.
And so, this is just an opportunity for me to help mankind be its greatest possibility. I think God gave me a gift, and I'm planning to share it with you. So we got to focus on getting our minds right.
Come on now.
Nothing else will take place until the mind is in order. If the mind is filled with confusion, then the action is filled with confusion. If the mind is filled with productivity and strength and peace, then the life goes on filled with strength and peace and productivity. So we have to understand that what we manifest is always the result of our thinking.
Come on now.
If I begin to feel trapped in my mind, then life's circumstances will trap me. You understand how that works?
Oh, my brother. That's why I told you I endorse you.
If I begin to feel freedom in my mind, then freedom begins to manifest in my life, in my situations and circumstances, right? So we have to understand the mind drives all life. Nothing unfolds until it is thought about. That's the way God put this universe, right? And he put, not only did he speak his word and his life and said, let there be light, but he's expecting us to speak over our lives and say, let there be light.
Yep.
Let there be light in this situation. Let there be light in this circumstance. Let there be light in my life. Let there be a pathway lit for me to walk through and never stumble and never fall and never trip and never lean off to the side. There, see, I'm speaking over my life, Jay, and it doesn't sound like it. It sounds kind of on the sideline fairy tale, right? But the reality is I'm speaking an open path over my business. I'm speaking an open path over my relationship. I'm speaking an open path over my health. I'm speaking an open path for my finances. I have to speak these words. When the bill comes in, I need to know how to speak over the bill. Right now, this bill is going to be paid easily and effortlessly. I know there's something in me, bigger than me, greater than me, that knows how to pay this bill. I authorize it to pay this bill. I declare that this bill is paid. My creditor is satisfied. My balance is zero. I'm now satisfied. In fact, no longer do I owe them, but now they owe me. I'm using the law of attraction to create and manifest life. And I'll leave it at that. Maybe it's time to move on, right?
The reason why, again, I love it when you do this, because you wonder how this show and that impacts one another, because the show is about day-to-day things,
right?
The issues that we always go through. Okay, that's what it's like. Pour it out with me. But even though you pour it out with me, I want to have a resolution for you, and that's where that second part comes in, because now it's a mental state, and you'd be like, you can say all these things that's not true. If you keep your mind on a lower level, the lower levels, which seems you see.
Yes.
And when you keep it on a higher level, you tend to get past the lower things that you normally attract to. It is changing up of a lot of things that you do, and it starts mentally. And that's why I love it, because when people bring me their problems, it's just a small fraction of what's really going on.
Right.
I'm hearing about the arguments. I'm hearing about the news. I'm hearing about everybody else's problems. But again, it just takes it away from you and what's your real issue.
Yes.
And where you really think. And I really want you to think on a higher vibration.
Yeah.
So that's why I thank you for doing your part, coming out with this book. We have a book signing and everything. Y'all know more about it at that time. Yeah. But that's why I love this guy. Yeah. He does great things.
Yeah. And this is just a quick lesson, and then we'll go into the show. We have to teach people, Jay, to start differentiating their own thoughts. Okay. You have to know when you're operating at a high vibration. Mm-hmm. You have to know when you're operating in positivity and when you're operating in health and peace. You also have to recognize when you're operating in anger and frustration and doubts and worries and confusion and fear. See, when you become aware that you're operating in those spaces, now you can lift. Now you can elevate your mind. But if you're not aware of it, if you're walking around numb to your own emotions, you can never better yourself. You can never better your situation. So we're teaching people now how to think, but even more so how to observe their thoughts so that they can shift the thoughts that are no longer positive into positive thoughts. Right. That's what we're talking about here. Let's go ahead and introduce ourselves. This is Bar Talk with Jay. Yes. My name is Craftmatic. This is my boy Smooth J. And we are here to liberate your minds and souls with a fabulous dialogue. We're just going to chop it up tonight on the subject. And as we do, it just seems like the deeper we talk, the more we converse on the subject, that something good comes to the surface, that something meaningful, something pleasant, some divine instruction comes by means of having these conversations. And so we want to thank you for being here with us tonight. Again, it's just our opportunity just to be leaders here in this community and in the world, so to speak. And so we hope you enjoy it. We, of course, always start the show off with a prayer.
Yeah.
And of course, let me give you the subject for tonight. Perhaps we need to pray on that, Jay. Right?
Before it's all over with.
Dating through technology. Dating through technology.
Yeah, we're gonna need a word for that one.
And yeah, we're gonna need the word for that one because there's a lot going on in that world, and I'm gonna kind of open it up here with some ideas, but
Please,
let's just hand the subject over to the Lord.
yes.
Heavenly Father, we just come into your presence just to thank you for all that you are in our life. You are our strength, our way maker. You are our everything. And we declare now that we are nothing without you, Heavenly Father. We thank you tonight for this show, Lord. We ask that you would liberate our spirits in the area of the topic, dating through technology.
Ooh.
Lord, we are all seeking love. We're all seeking we're all seeking companions and friends, and we're all seeking to date, to operate in a space where we're getting to know other people and improving the efforts of love intentions in our life. Show us, Lord, through this conversation, how technology can help us and how technology can take away from us. Give us a divine perspective and understanding, Lord, on technology as it relates to dating. Show us how the two interact and how they mingle and how they collaborate together to take us to a greater place and maybe potentially finding our greatest love and greatest loved ones in this life. We also ask, Lord, that you would show us what the non-truths are in this situation. Show us the things that may set us back, that may harm us, that may take away a part of our spirit if we participate in it. Give us a liberated mind and reveal the truth to us on dating through technology. We ask, Lord, that you would be here in this show. Speak through us as your host. Do your good and perfect work right here. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Woo.
Amen. Woo. Well, I can't even tell you what I was clawing for right there. I just want a healthy conversation. I want some healthy information on is it good or bad? I always have this, good cop, bad cop thing on dating through technology, right? Because we hear a lot of horror stories, but we're also seeing people get married. And we're also seeing successful relationships. Now, I don't know the statistics. I wish I would have.
Even if you did,
research
it's
that.
going to change. But I like to tell you, man, just from my own point of view of looking at dating with technology compared to the old school. The old school taught me a lot about me. I had to get my courage up to approach somebody. You know what I'm saying? And then I had to deal with them rejecting me. And that happens, right? And no one wants rejection. I give it to anybody. It is kind of hurtful.
It can be hard. It can be tough.
But sometimes you got to get that build up.
Yeah.
Because you shot your shot.
Right.
It didn't work. And you came back. You got to get yourself together.
Right.
And that's how life gonna do you.
Right.
So when I look at technology, it made things so much easier because now I can do it from the comfort of my home.
Right.
I had to go to clubs, different house parties to meet the young lady, somebody different that I want to date, and I want to see where it might go. Now I can be in a comfort of my own home, and I can swipe right, swipe left.
Right.
And this is the thing that's different for me. I'm a hunter, right? So I got this certain one I want to go after, a certain look I like. Now I see who likes me.
Ooh, I like that.
All right. So now it's changing up my whole opinion on who I want to pick, because this is the problem where it could be a problem depending on you mentally.
Okay.
Is you could be entertaining something that you normally wouldn't entertain because it's convenient.
Because it's convenient, but it also could be the opposite. You could be entertaining somebody that's beyond your, maybe even out of your league.
But hold on, that's another thing. Somebody that you would normally think wouldn't like you.
Right.
So now you get a boost of a confidence, that's a falseness. You really ain't met them. They just like you. So
Yeah, but-
you're out there on a false pretense because you have to follow up. See, a lot of people just brag and they don't do the work.
Right.
And my whole thing is that's what I'm noticing some of the apps are doing is giving people a little bit of what I call false hope. Or I read too much into you. You know, you write everything into your bio that gives a person a roadmap to you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All the expectations, your hurts, and all the rest of that. Baby, you went through them hurts to better you. God has you. You just want to give it to the world. The world don't need to know that. You do. And that way you can better judge the people that you choose. But you choose to give it to the world like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok is going to help your ass. What's going to help you is to continue to grow and be the best person and walking in his light compared to yours.
Yeah.
And that's where I don't see. And that's where I say a lot of times it's going to be somewhat confused.
See, Jay, yeah, and you said it just right. Just confused. It could be a little confusing because when you're going into an online app and these people's face just come up in the screen, right? So, and what you have the ability to do for those of you who've never participated in online dating, when their face comes up, here's my process.
Go ahead.
If they're cute, I'll read the profile.
I ain't going no further.
I mean, sometimes they don't need to go no further, right? Because no matter how smart you are, what your profile says, if you're not cute, I'm probably gonna swipe left. Right? Left is out, right is in, right? The complexities of this type of dating is that there is this potential for a great false notion of who this person is, right? Maybe, out of 100 pictures, they showed you the best one, and that's the best one they ever gonna get. And it's still a 7. And
that's kind of high.
But the picture looked good. And so the picture looked good, they look good in the picture. You like, man, that's the person who I'd love to date, who I'd love to see. And so now you're looking at this image, which you don't know if that's an everyday image or if that's a 10-year-old image, right? So that's the false pretense in it. You don't know what you're looking at. Secondly, is the bio will tell you what they want to tell you. That's important. They're telling you what they want to tell you. They're not necessarily telling you who they are.
No.
They can't tell you who they are. So now you look at the picture, you look at the profile, and you have to begin to discern if this person is somebody you need to reach out to, if somebody you need to say yes to or hello to or whatever. There do comes a place where you just got to blindly try, right? You get enough information, you say, it's worth. If I talk to this lady, it's worth it. You know what I mean? So I swipe right. And then if there's a match, right? So what happens is they come up in the screen and I swipe it and say, yes, I like you. And when they see my picture, if they say, yes, they like me, then it's a match.
Right.
And that gives us the opportunity to communicate openly to one another at that time. Right. But again, these people may be across town, maybe across the world.
Right.
You can't get to know them except for the little bit that, and once you start a dialogue, a text dialogue, and you're messaging back and forth, you start to, see that they're real, they're true, they know how to communicate, or crazy, or want something from you.
Oh yeah, we
right.
Them out, yeah.
And then you finally talk to them on the phone, right? Maybe video chat. And there's the opportunity to go to the next level, get to know them, talk to them a little bit, see who they are, see how they smile, and if they got any, quote unquote eye contact in the screen, there's a lot to be said for body language,
Yes, it is.
So, but all of that takes time and effort. But I like the time and effort equation in the technology. So if I can meet 10 women in one night in technology, but it would take me 3 months to meet 10 decent women in the world.
Right.
And that's what makes, regular dating so hard, because it's hard to meet people, right? The guy who you want to meet probably ain't coming on your side of town. Yeah. And you ain't coming on his side of town. So you're not going to find each other. But I do like the equation that apps offer, that you can put in your criteria.
Okay.
You can say single. I'm not trying to do no dating. Don't call me for no booty calls.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can put, I don't want no smoker. I don't want nobody been to prison.
What they call preference. All your preference.
You can put your preferences in, and hopefully the technology is going to help bring, you closer to somebody who fits your bill. Right. I do know a little bit about the technology behind the technology, and many of these tools, they're measuring who you are in terms of your character. If you're a fast-paced person, if you're a person that have extreme thoughts, maybe you're operating in a space where you're if a lot of your friends on this side of the world, meaning knuckleheads, it's taking data from all these other apps, and it's saying, okay, you got to think about, you're programming a computer to put two people together. So we want two lighthearted people together. We want two A-type personalities together, right? If you bring an A-type personality together with somebody who's kind of soft, they're probably gonna miss each other.
Okay,
right?
I like it.
In a lot of places, a lot of cases. So, but now you got technology driving you to your greatest love, and that's kind of some bullshit, right?
That's what I was trying to tell you.
That's kind of some bullshit. Let's just turn the narrative a little bit, because I think the dating part is, you just have to work through it.
You do, but think about in texting, okay?
In texting,
yeah, when
okay.
you texting,
yes.
And
if you're in a relationship, texting,
love to text.
Yes,
I'm that person that I don't. I like simple text. Okay, somebody arrive, if you come in, general stuff.
Be there in 30 minutes.
I'm not. But when you want to give me real intimate or detail, or you really want to call yourself checking me, please call me. I'm that person, and then it's all up to people. Some people love that, and I'm the kind of person I don't. So when you get in your feelings, all you want to do is text me. And again, it can be not quite caught in my head how you're saying it compared to how I'm taking it. Because you can start texting in caps, and I know that must be yelling. Now, I'm that kind of person that you wouldn't yell in my face, so don't try to do it through text. So it's a lot of things I feel like can be almost like a disrespect. So don't play me when it comes to the text game. Just call me. We can always talk things out. I'm a rational type person. I'm normally not a person who's going to yell. So it's not I could talk to you better through text. No, you need to know me better because you treat me like somebody else. You give me another person's issue. Yeah. And I can tell it by you telling me how you can treat me better through text, and you don't know me, because if you'd have known me, you would have never said that. So that's
watch
what I'm saying. That's not that life learn.
It's hard enough to maintain a relationship face to face.
Right.
Now, how you gonna maintain a relationship a 500, 1,000 miles away, or even down the street through a text message? And I think Jay said it just right. I like the way you put this, Jay. Send me simple text. How you doing, baby? What's happening? What's going on? I'll be there at 3:00. Can we meet tonight? You want to go to this party? You want to go to this show? To go to this concert? Let's meet at my mama's house at 3:00. Simple text. Yes. But if you want to talk about emotional relationship stuff, you cannot do it through text.
No.
Because texts are misunderstood.
Yes.
You can't say enough words to put the emotional equation that you wanted to put in that text, right? Because the people who are reading the text, they're reading it from their own perspective. They're not reading it with how you sent it, or how you meant it, or how you delivered it. They're reading it from their own mindset, their own perspective. And what they're going to hear is that you was being a smart ass. They're going to hear that, oh, you wasn't trying to just help them understand. You was trying to check them.
Yep.
They're not going to hear that you're not, when the message that you sent sounded like you were closed-minded on the subject, like you weren't interested in options, like you weren't interested in hearing what I had to say. Right. It sounded like you was done with the discussion. Wait a minute. It sounded like you was trying to change the conversation. Right. So you hear all of these miscommunications going on. These are normal miscommunications. And here's the thing about communication. And we know this through statistics, that 50% of everything that you say to me right now will be lost within 24 hours. at least 50% of everything that you communicate to me is going to be lost in the next 24 hours, which means I'm not going to remember it. Right. I didn't hear it. Right. I forgot I heard it. All that good stuff. Now you got to communicate it again. Mm. And this time you might not say it like you said it last time. Right. So now they're going to hear some fuss in your voice, or, you know, something like that. But here's the point of the story. I think.
What you thinking?
Many relationships are suffering because they're unwilling to just have a simple dialogue. And I had an interesting equation in my personal world. Okay. An issue came up that we needed to address.
Okay, tell us.
And not to talk about the issue, but watch how we handled it. Right. Mm-hmm. The issue came up that we needed to address, and so it was a little bit on some anxious kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like something that might upset the environment a little bit. Mm-hmm. So she said to me, I don't really want to have a phone conversation because I need video chat. I need to see your face when we talk about this. Okay. Because I need to see the body language. I need to see how you taking this, right? And I'm like, well, I understand what you mean, honey, right? But I'm not interested in giving you all of that body language. Let's just have a regular conversation and talk it out like grown folk. Right. So here's a situation where the technology now is being used for their benefit, and I'm thinking it's a disadvantage.
Okay.
Right.
I like that.
I'm thinking it's a disadvantage to have a video chat because let me just have a conversation and soak it up. And I might want to frown my face and I might want to be mad and I might want to hit the wall. But that's me. Let me do my thing. Right. I to some degree feel like it's an invasion of my space. Maybe an invasion of my privacy to try to get all of the information like that. Because if I'm not willing to give you the information like that, then you're going to have to honor that.
Thank you.
Right?
You're pushing me.
You can't make me video chat you versus a phone call. I'm loving you all the same, but I only want to talk right now. Right. And somehow the universe has set it up that we can only talk. Right. And the other half of the other part of it is with the video chat, I got to hold the damn phone
to my face. You be looking at me when I'm having a general conversation. I can be doing other stuff and talking to you.
And I like doing other stuff when I like folding clothes and straightening up and handling my,
and still having a loving conversation.
Yes, you can wash the dishes and you can go check this and go do that while you're talking on the phone, right? Called multitasking.
No, you're right. But let's also talk about how to use technology to see where you at and what you're doing.
Listen, truly an invasion of privacy. And some of them got them apps where they can find your ass. So they can use it to
track your phone, they can track your location.
Yes.
And then we got those that got to have that. It's still a false sense of security, but people got what they got, but that's still
it's a false sense of security.
Same thing as when you're looking at somebody with this new face-to-face. FaceTime me. I want to see with you. I just want to see you. No, you want to see where I'm at.
You want to see where I'm at, what I'm doing, who I'm with. And we done seen, the world of TV and TV shows and movies done taught us how people are using this technology, right? Yes. And so, ultimately, now you digging.
Right.
But now you're trying to find.
But you're going to find what you want to find if that's what you keep your low mindset.
You're
going down for that.
If you're operating on a low frequency.
Yes, I just want to see I want to prove to see you already on a low frequency. If you want to just see your man, you want to see what he wearing, that's one thing. And I'm probably not one to say anything and be mad at you or whatever. But when I'm noticing you trying to FaceTime me first thing in the morning, I'm waking up. Now you're starting to get on to a point where I'm like, hold on. Everybody wake up and they kind of rough, okay? Yeah. So I got to I want to get myself together, and then I want to get on 100. Because that's how I start my day. You invading my time of getting to 100, because if you laying next to me, I might want to just look at you to make sure you're breathing for I can start my day off correctly. Right. But then once I get myself together and I'm about to go out the door, and that's the second time I want to look at you, for you to know I'm moving in order for what we trying to get accomplished. People use things for their own advantages.
Technology.
I want to see you. I want to see what you wear, what you put on. You can't control my clothing. You didn't buy them. I promise you, no matter who I run into in life at this point, I bought enough of my clothes. I control that. That's an aspect that I want to continue controlling. Now, if you want to pick something out for me, I'm that kind of person. I don't mind as long as you got good taste and you're not being spiteful. There's some people that address you clownish. And the reason I say that, I see females let their girlfriends go out looking like a clown.
Right.
You would never let me go out like that. And I'm not going
right.
to let myself be humiliated because of the fact that you feel like you want to look better than me. And that's going to be hard to do because I'm a damn good looking man. And I'm not a person that's just bragging. I'm just that person that's not going to let nobody put me down. I'm on a high, not a low. And if you on a low trying to bring me down, it's not going to happen. I'm just giving you that, okay? Because I got an ego. But when people play with people, that's what they do. And I don't like that because it's a mind game. I don't play that. I understand that. And I don't like them kind of games because it's on a lower level.
Yes.
Higher level is just like you. If I got to have that kind of conversation, you got to have FaceTime. We need to be face to face.
Right.
And we need to have that. But just doing it to control the situation to give you more of a comfort, you might be uncomfortable. I don't like to be uncomfortable. If it's something we want to talk about, let's talk about it.
Let's just talk about it.
To me, that's the number one thing. Let's just get it out.
A phone conversation.
You got to have it your way. I mean, it might be a downfall of you.
And you might have been right on the subject, but because you have to have it your way, you just tainted it.
100%.
You just made me feel like
this ain't Burger King.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Right. So, there's a lot of nonsense going on in technology.
And then we ain't even mention the new toys and the new advancement.
Listen,
they got some stuff out there now.
Let's go ahead and cover that. We're down to about 10, 15 minutes here. There is this notion that electronic buzzing toys can replace men. And I believe that it has held the gap down for a while men was incarcerated, turning to the other side or whatever they was doing. But there's no toy that's going to replace the man. It'll keep you in status quo, I'm sure.
I mean,
but
that's those
but at the
I heard
same,
it's the Rose. I heard the name of it. Called the Rose.
I heard the Rose was raising hell.
Yeah, I heard the Rose was holding it down. Some people had high reviews.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Rose is holding it down. And in my mind, I'm a scientist, right?
Right.
So I'm thinking to myself, there's something that they put inside of that little rose bush right there that just make it extra feel good, and it pulls and it hugs and it sucks a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It tickles a little bit. It does it. Whatever they put inside that rose, it touches it just right. Right. But it ain't gonna pay no bills. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna go visit mama. It ain't gonna take out the trash. Nah. It ain't gonna comfort you with sweet nothings when you are hurting in despair. And I used to be intimidated by them early in the game, probably 10 years ago. I was intimidated by those because somehow or another I was thinking that it was like I had a jealousy of them. Because listen, how many times in relationships are being damaged because she knows she can go to the back room for about 10 minutes, knock her one out. Now she ain't got to make love to her husband. And, even though they're arguing, it would have been better if she stayed in the bed and made love to her husband. And now they would have had some companionship. It would have some togetherness. But no, she got a simple out. She got a quick, simple out. And I know that it's happening. This is what I imagine, right? You and your wife arguing, this third party, right? You and your wife having a disagreement.
Right.
And so she get home before you and she really ain't feeling you all day.
Right. Pissed off.
And she knows she ain't gonna have a chance to do it that night. Right. So she go ahead and knock out one.
Right. Yeah, right.
Get a rubber 2 or 3 1 out. You know what I'm saying? Buzz it up. Right. So when you get home, she can be cold as hell to you.
Right.
She got hers.
I can't get mine.
She ain't even thinking about you. And listen, I think that those scenarios create great despair.
They can.
They create great despair because if she didn't have the toy, she just might be longing for him a little bit. right? It would kind of bring the connection. But because she's satisfied in her sexuality, that now she's not checking for him, and he can kind of tell, right? He was like, damn, why we ain't made love this week? Because she done bust her 4 nuts without you. And you know, the thing about it is, you, Mr. Gentleman, probably are not taking soft, holding hands, loving, caress you type time. And she probably gets some of that time with her Rose, because she can take her time and she can enjoy the sensation and she can work up to a height. Sometimes you just want to hit it and quit it. And that ain't no good either, right? Like sometimes she could be intimate. She could rub on herself, put some lotions and take her time with it, right? I'm not playing no game with the subject, right? No, she can, like fellas, whether you know it or not, women will create their own intimacy. If you ever thought about or recall women taking bubble baths, they will leave your ass out. Right. And they can do it quick and easily. I'm gonna tell you, if I was a woman, I probably wouldn't have a man. Damn you. If I was a woman, I wouldn't need no man. I would tell you. If I had what you had, I'd be like, oh Lord, you know, he gonna have to throw me out the house because ain't no reason to leave. I got days of our lives and my Rose.
Let me tell you,
right? I mean, they're so privileged to have such a thing, Jay. We can't do that.
We can't.
I'm mad about that.
I will tell you, I caught a lot of people off guard. And again, the Rose is nothing new to me because, again, I'm the kind of person I'll buy you one. All right,
I'll buy you one. I bought a few of them, Jay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm that person that, you know, I enhance things. You know, if you want to bring technology in the room, it'd be like a threesome. I'm gonna have you all over the place. And we're gonna enjoy each other, because the bottom line, I don't believe in you waking up with just that toy and trying to act like I can't fulfill you.
And but watch it, Jay. Watch it. This is the sweet part, right?
I'm listening.
If you can operate with a woman and her toy, right. You get all of the accolades.
You thought I would? You giving out my nuggets, man.
Right.
You giving out
this
my
is
nuggets.
a good one, right? and it took me a while to understand this, but I had a lady in my life once, and she was, you know, a toy fan, a user, whatever. And so, but she didn't want me to be outside of the equation. She was like, you know, here, help me out. You know what I'm saying? And so I got to test the waters and do a few things. And after a while, I realized that at the end, when she out of breath and sleepy and all that, I did all that. Right?
And who she looking at? She looking toward you.
She looking at me. She like, damn, baby, you tore it up last night.
She wake up.
I'm thinking to myself, I ain't raised no hell, but I sure appreciate them double D's.
She woke up.
Them AAA batteries. What you want to eat, baby? Yeah. I'd be like, well, you fix breakfast, baby. I'm going to the convenience store. I'm going to get some more AAA batteries.
I tell you,
right?
You know, a lot of times we put ourselves in positions that we really need to look at things in a better way.
Yeah.
She had her toy. And I think this one, because I've dated a couple people, not a lot, this couple people.
Right.
And I dated one, and she had a toy before me. And I think she named the toy.
Oh, yeah, they got names.
And she was talking about it one day, and I said, well, pull it out. And she said, I don't pull it. And maybe when you wouldn't hear, I said, no, that's the problem. We're going to do things together, okay? And we're going to find out what happens. Now, this is the true cockiness of me. And we had fun with her toy and took it to a whole nother level, right?
Sure.
When we done, she enjoyed herself. Of course, I enjoyed myself as well.
Right.
She put her friend back in the little drawer. I said about a month or so later, I was like, yo, you still got that in the drawer? She said, no.
No?
Yeah, she said, no, I don't got it in the drawer no more. So what'd you do with it? She said, I don't need it. They can make choices off of you.
Yes.
But the one thing is you're not going to play me off of it.
Right.
And my whole thing is it joined in. It could have stayed there. I had no problems with it.
Right.
She chose not to bring it in no more. That's her. The
Right.
rose wasn't it. It was another one.
Right.
And when I brought the rose to her, it was a great toy that we kept. And again, it's just an enhancement. A lot of men feel like that's an embarrassment. It's only embarrassment if you wake up and it's just on. It is next to you and you ain't in it, okay?
Right.
That's a threesome without you.
That's a twosome without you.
You laying there, so I guess you just looking. So, you know, you got to figure
You're not
out.
even allowed to roll over and look.
Right. I got to be in it. I want to be in it to win it. And again, if that's what we got to utilize some toys and whatnot, if that's what's necessary, I really feel like it's just an enhancement. But I'm not going to be waking up being embarrassed by listening to a noise. If you feel that way, then it's already a disrespect.
Yeah.
My whole thing is to respect you and what you was doing before me. And if it's something we can do together, and because some people don't believe in bringing outside people.
Yeah.
So if that's,
I don't
their
either.
case,
I don't
I'll be
either.
like, let's do these things because you already had these things.
Right.
And it keeps your mind satisfied.
Yeah.
Where we stay on a high, not a low.
Right. There is, the point in this conversation is there are many ways to utilize technology in your relationship, dating, in your sexual life, that can help. Dating through technology. What's the one thing that every couple does? They go to the movies.
Yeah. They
Right.
try to spend time with one another.
Right. They go to the movies. They spend time with one another. And, when it comes to things to do, there's just a world of things to do. And maybe you utilize your technology to find some of those things, right? There's all kinds of nice hotels and parks and springs. There's hiking trails. There's daredevils type stuff. You want to do, find a plane, a helicopter.
Daredevil. I like to do a challenge. The economy is getting rough, y'all. And they did a boycott on Friday, don't buy nothing. I want to do a real challenge to everybody that sees somebody that they like in their life, for somebody that's married. And I want to do a challenge of real love.
Real
that
love.
means taking that person and not going to the movies, not going to restaurants. Let's find places and picnic together. Let's find back to old school house parties when we just come together, but we're consolidating our money and not just spending it out. These restaurants are starting to kill the pockets. And I know these people, everybody want to do this. I want to go to this famous place here. These places are going to drive you in a hole. People are using their credit cards more than ever used before. This $1 trillion debt didn't happen overnight, but I promise you, you ain't making it and you're faking it. Let's not fake real love. Real love does not sacrifice you to have to go out and do all them things. You can have a good conversation. You can just get up with a person and show each other genuine love. You can grill. You can go out and buy the food, come home, cook it.
Yes.
Just cook with love.
Yes.
That one show, Cooking with Kyrie, whatever.
Cooking with love. Yeah.
Cooking with your woman. Let's build ourselves up in a positive manner where we're not looking at somebody else and judging them. Okay, I think we're doing too much judgmental things. We're not doing enhancing things. Let's enhance relationships in ways that we're not just using our money out in the streets, but we're using it in a place that we can say is loving.
Yes.
Use your apartment, your house. I said a park. Reason I said that, most parks don't cost you anything, but you put the food together, you go out there. It's kind of cold right now. I'm in Atlanta, but later on when it's nice, I'm giving you things to try to do. There's free concerts that they do. Centennial Park. You don't have to go broke showing love.
You don't have to go broke showing love and care, Jay. And I don't think there's a more awesome point to go out on than that. Dating is about trying to find love. And so we're talking about trying to find love through technology. Mm-hmm. That can be finding someone, or that can be taking better care of what you already have. But there are many ways that technology can help you. We have ways now to send loving messages to our significant other all day. Yeah. We can send emojis and hearts and we can sweet nothings and show them pictures of the places you want to go and show them the type of rings you like to buy them. If you can't buy them nothing, or when I get tight, this is what I'd like to do. Right. Oh, I could see you in this dress. Or look at these nails that I saw somewhere online. I think those, I'm going to get those for you now. The point is to express more love and find a way to use technology to help you do that.
Say it.
I don't think there's anything else to say on the subject. Let's go ahead and close out, shall we?
Oh, man, yes.
This has been Bar Talk with Jay. My name is Craftmatic. This is my boy Smooth Jay. And we want to thank you folks for being here with us tonight. Again, just our opportunity to be leaders here in our own community. And we're here every Thursday from 7 to 8 Facebook Live. Please like, share, subscribe. Come back. Bring your friends and family. We have over 400 shows from the last 8 years. and all of them have a dynamic message and dialogue. So a lot of good stuff to send to your friends and family, especially if they're dealing with specific things, because we covered so many subjects. And never ever, folks, forget the reason that we do this, because we love you and we appreciate you. And with that, we are out.
Ain't no last call.